Hello, it's Michelle and Olive, and we are here today to talk to you about the color of the month TBR for July. If you haven't figured it out, the color of the month for July is going to be red. I think of red when I think of July because I think of barbecues with like red and white gingham tablecloths outside. And I think of ketchup and raspberries and strawberries. Did I say barbecues? I think of July is when it starts to get hot. And I think of firecrackers and fire. And the birthstone of the month of July is the ruby. It's just such a stimulating, passionate month and color. The whole idea of this color association of the month thing is just a fun way to select books off of my TBR, to go through as many books on my TBR as I can, kind of get the shelves a little less saggy. And I'm finding it adds, for me, it's adding a lot of fun to the different months. So when I'm selecting books, it's kind of fun to just not even think about what they're about so much is if they have red on them. If you want to join along, you're welcome to join along. And if you have any books that are red or have red somewhere on the cover that you're planning on reading in July, let me know. And then what I'll do is at the end of the month when I do my monthly wrap up, I'll let you know what I read and I'll ask you what you read. Onto the red books. I was hoping to make my classic of the month of Human Bondage. Have you read this? I hear it's really good. I did watch the movie a few years ago. I'm obsessed with Bette Davis. I love her. She's my favorite actress of all time. And one of my goals is to try to watch every movie she's been in. Some of them aren't really available though. But I have seen this movie and I really enjoyed it, and I don't remember a whole lot because it's been enough years, but I am definitely hoping to get to this book this month. Look at this cover though. Isn't that nice artwork? I really like that. Looks like the kind of artwork that we would have on our wall in the dining room or something, right? And as I've mentioned before, my TBRs are very loose, and because I'm such a mood reader, even though I really want to read all these books, the chances of me reading these ones and nothing else or not anything else or whatever, pretty low. I'll probably end up reading half of these, and then there might be other ones that I'll pick up. And then we also have all the SCRIBD books that I listen to that I'm not showing you in this video, so it's kind of up in the air, but I still think it's fun. It's a way to get excited about what we're reading in July. I have Owl by William Service. This book was published in 1969, and my friend Kristen over at Enter the Book sent it to me for my birthday last year, I think it was. And it looks like a really fun book. It says, I'm just going to read you a little bit of it, okay? Gently, wryly, with full awareness of the essential absurdity between man and a creature he doesn't ordinarily get to know much about, Mr. Service tells us how it was to love this comic, dignified creature, flopping, hopping, and winging about the house. What one likes most about Bird and Protectors is the way Owl's essential integrity as a wild thing was preserved. And it has a few pictures in it. Then I've got Sweet Valley High, Playing with Fire. And this is the third book in this series. And I don't even care what it's about. I just find these books to be such wonderful palate cleansing books. Just a lighthearted, relaxed, fun way of looking at life. And I love reading them. I especially love escaping from social media. I mean, yes, I enjoy social media. I'm talking to you on it right now. But it's definitely nice to kind of cleanse my soul of social media and that which it entails pretty regularly. And these books really help with that. Then I've got Peony and Love by Lisa C. I'm actually reading her newest book right now. which is my book of the month selection for June. And I thought, sometimes when I read her books, I get into like a Lisa C. book hangover after I read her books, and I want to read more of her books. I crave them. So I thought this might be good to put on my TBR for July, especially with it being red. So I love books that have to do with Chinese history. This one says, Sea mines an intriguing vein of Chinese history, weaving fact and fiction into a dense romantic tapestry of time and place as she meditates on the meaning of love, the necessity of self-expression, and the influence of art. For my nonfiction, I would like to read My First Five Husbands by McClanahan. I'm a huge Golden Girls fan. You know that, right? I mean, if you've been here for more than 5 minutes, you know that I love the Golden Girls. And I've had this book for years and never got around to reading it. I really can't even tell you why. I just keep not picking it up, but I want to read it. And I've actually been watching the Golden Girls again and watching it before I go to bed every night. I watch at least one episode. I'm just in such a Golden Girls state of mind right now. It was also something that Zelda and I really enjoyed watching together. And so yeah, why not go ahead and read this now? It just feels like the perfect time. Get some coffee here. What do you think, Rue? Her nickname is Rue. Just saying. It's Kismet. Right, puppy? I'm sorry, are you sleeping? So when we adopted her, we had narrowed down what we wanted to name her to 3 different names. And Rue was one of the 3 names. Obviously, we didn't pick that. We picked Olive. But I call her Olive Rue a lot, even though her middle name is Ramona. I did not pick a red mug for today. The only one I could find readily available that is red is a Freddy Krueger mug, but it's in the dishwasher, and I didn't feel like washing it. I'm hoping to reread Dolores Claiborne. This is one of my favorite Stephen King books, and I have not read it in 20 years. I would love to find out if I still love it as much as I did 20 years ago. Back then, it was a 5-star read for me. I thought it was amazing. I also love the movie, and I did record the movie, so it's on my DVR. So after I read this, I can watch the movie, and I'm pretty excited about it. I always think it's fun to read a book and then watch the movie. Speaking of watching things, I just watched I guess you would say it was a documentary about Judy Blume, and it's on Amazon Prime. Have you seen that? I thought it was really good. Just talking about who she is and how she ended up writing the books that she wrote. And I just love her honesty, and I just think that she's amazing. I really love the books of hers that I have read. I've only read a handful of her books. I haven't read all of them, but now I want to, especially when I found out how many of her books are on banned lists. Now I want to find them. When I go to thrift shops, I'm going to be on the lookout. I want to get all of her books because I'm one of those people that is very anti-banned books. Like, I want books to be available to everybody, and I don't want books to be banned. So, and I want to try to read as many banned books as I can. And she's got more than one on banned book lists. I'm trying to remember. My favorite book by her was not a children's book. I think it was called Forever Sisters. I'll put a picture up here so you can see what it looks like. But this was my favorite book of hers. I've read it multiple times. she's just so honest, so brutally honest, and I love it. And she has boxes and boxes and boxes of letters that people have written her over the years. And she writes people back, which is amazing. And I was thinking, books that are a conglomeration of letters that people wrote are really, really amazing. Or at least I think they are. So they are, right? I think it'd be so neat if they were to publish a book with the letters that people wrote her and what she wrote back. And, you know, obviously use fictitious names for who wrote them, because people reveal very private things to her, according to the letters that they did read on the show. But I just thought, wow, wouldn't that be the best book? Like, I would buy it immediately and read it. And then I got some books that were in my book haul that I just did for my birthday. So I won't go into too much detail about what they're about, because I feel like I kind of already did. But Them by Mique Watson, I really want to read this. I heard it's really spooky and disturbing, and I'm kind of there for that. And it does have a little bit of red right here. So to me, that counts. But even if it didn't, I don't care. Sometimes you have to read books that don't match the criteria, right, of the month. I really want to read the next Diva mystery series book. And the only red I see on there is right here where it says a domestic diva mystery. Her name is red. There's some apples right here, it looks like. And then this ribbon is red. I don't see any other red on the cover, but it counts, right? It's got red on the cover. And then I've been really wanting to read the next two books. The Angel Maker. Have you read this? If you have, tell me. Because from what I've seen, a lot of people aren't really liking it. And so I'm just curious. If you read it, did you like it? Who knows? Maybe I'll be the one person that thinks it's amazing. I don't know. But I do want to read it. And then All the Sinners Bleed. And I mean, I don't know. Would you consider that red? I guess it's red and then orange and then yellow. So it's got a little bit of red on it. But even if it didn't, I'd still read it anyway, because I've been so excited about reading the next S.A. Cosby book. So those are my plans, my loose plans for July. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're having the best summer ever. I hope that you had a great June. And Olive's been having a good summer so far, aside from being a little bit sad about feeling my emotions and stuff. We've been going to the park every weekend, haven't we? Yes, we're going to the park. You've been able to run around, huh? Yeah, we've been spoiling you a lot. I'm sorry, you're trying to take your nap, huh? She's like, can I go to sleep? You can go to sleep. You can wag your tail. Happy reading. Bye.